we begin tonight with the massive rallies across America. Teenagers leading the charge from New England to California. Hundreds of thousands taking part in the March for Our Lives, demanding tougher gun control laws and an end to school shootings. Officials planning for at least 500,000 people in Washington, D.C., crowds as far as the eye can see, 175,000 in New York alone, a sea of people in Atlanta, St. Paul, Dallas, and Los Angeles. The movement led by survivors of the shooting rampage that killed 17 people at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, and more than 800 events taking place around the world. ABC's David Wright leads us off from Washington tonight.
Pennsylvania Avenue, the main street of American politics, today packed with people from the doorstep of the U.S. Capitol almost to the doorstep of the White House. Hundreds of thousands of people standing shoulder to shoulder to condemn gun violence.
At the end of the day, bullets do not discriminate, so why should we?
Young people, including the survivors of Parkland, not even old enough to vote, led the way.
When politicians send their thoughts and prayers with no action, we say no more. And to those politicians supported by the NRA that allow the continued slaughter of our children and our future, I say get your resumes ready.
My friends and I might still be 11, and we might still be in elementary school, but we know what is right and wrong.
In New York City, protesters marched from Central Park to Times Square. ABC's Zachary Quiche in the thick of it.
Can this movement, can this march, your voice, can it be the difference, the catalyst?
It has to be. We don't have a choice of whether it's going to be or not. It has to be the difference.
In Parkland, Florida, in Texas and other deep red states, in California and other blue states, the crowds exceeded expectations. Some of the marchers have a personal connection to this issue.
I'm from Newtown, Connecticut.
So this issue hits close to home for you.
It absolutely does.
17-year-old Susanna Barna is a photographer for the Eagle Eye, the school newspaper at Stoneman Douglas High School. She was there, locked down, the day a gunman murdered 17 people in her school. Having been through that, it must be quite emotional to be here today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's hard to describe it just because it's so overwhelming. It's so much. But I mean, I know that this is something I'm going to look back on one day, and this is a story I'm going to be telling my grandkids.
Now we're going to sing it to you, y'all.
Today, plenty of celebrities lent their talents and their voices to this cause. Among them, Paul McCartney in New York, who reminded the crowd how John Lennon was murdered.
One of my best friends was killed in gun violence right around here, so it's important to me.
But it was the kids who took center stage, the emotional high point. Emma Gonzalez, a Parkland survivor, on stage for 6 minutes and 20 seconds, the amount of time it took the shooter to turn her community upside down.
The crowd there chanting "Never Again," an incredibly powerful moment. David Wright joins us now live from Pennsylvania Avenue. And David, you were out there all day, and you were telling me earlier the crowds and the concerns went well beyond violence in our schools.
That's right. They're against gun violence in all its forms, Tom. And, you know, while we did meet one or two people who want to ban guns, the vast majority of the people that we met today say that they want what they see to be reasonable restrictions, things like getting rid of those high-capacity magazines, getting military-style weapons out of the hands of civilians. Of course, the gun rights community sees that as a slippery slope. Tom?
David Wright leading us off tonight. David, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.